Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Unity. Today we have color combos with Crystal, and we are using a winter inspired color combo along with watercoloring with distress oxides. That's right, distress oxides. Let's get started. We will be using a joyous season. We're using the sentiment, the trees, and some of the flurries, along with flurry of flakes, which is a background stamp. We're using watercolor cardstock, along with 4 colors of distress oxides. We're going to use faded jeans, wilted violet, broken china, and along with that we're going to be using white embossing powder and our embossing pad. To begin, we are going to get the trees from A Joyous Season, and if you watch any of my previous videos, I have cut the trees individually so I can layer them on top of each other and do a multiple of things with them. So we're going to stamp it with our clear ink, then we're going to get some white embossing powder and run those with our heat embossing gun. I'm going to clean off the excess so we don't cure that, and heat away goes. We're going to repeat the process with the sentiment. We're going to place the sentiment over on top of those trees that we just heat embossed. We're going to put white embossing powder and cure the embossing powder with our heat gun. We're going to clean off our surface and move on to stamping some of those flurries from the same stamp set. I'm going to do 2 just to fill in some of those empty spaces that will not be able to fill in with the background stamp. Now, using this background stamp, flurry of flakes, I'm going to mount it onto my acrylic block, and I'm going to use the smaller side of the stamp so I can go around and stamp the flakes to create a flake background. We're going to cover all those flakes with white embossing powder and getting it set with the heat embossing gun. I have preheated my gun because it makes it a lot faster, but I must warn you, I actually burnt part of my cardstock. So don't do that. Don't leave it in one place. Just kind of move it around, especially if you preheat it. So it's okay. We are going to watercolor over this, so we're going to hide that. Just wanted to give you that little tip. Now we're actually going to watercolor with the distress oxides, and you've probably seen videos of watercoloring with normal distress, but the reason I chose the oxide is because they are water reactive, and I really like how creamy these guys are. So they're really neat, they blend really well, and they dry really fun. So we're going to begin by adding a clean wash with our brush, and then grabbing each color and just dabbing it or brushing it left to right. Every time I go in and grab color, I wet my brush, and the reason why is I want these colors to blend. The way I've set up my cardstock, I actually put it behind my MISTI. You can use a cutting board, you can use all sorts of stuff, but it's just easier to clean off the back of the MISTI. And I have raised the top part with a piece of block, and it allows the colors to run down, as you can see here where it's dried up. You can speed up the drying process by using your heat embossing gun. And now we're going to add some shading. We're going to be using gray. Again, this is also a distress oxide ink, and using a water brush, I'm just going to make a couple shades of the gray, and then adding a ton of water to really diffuse all those colors. To add a little more dimension to this one layered card, we're going to be using white gold watercolor, getting some on that brush and just flickering over the entire card. Just gives it some shimmer and really finishes that one layer card off. We're going to place this, once it's all dried, put some adhesive in the back and place it over a matching cardstock that matches that wilted violet. And your card is ready to be mailed off. I really love this one layer card using Distress Oxides and some wonderful Unity stamps. Please leave a sweet comment below. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like these. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.